Hi, it's me, it's Monica, and this is the first in a series of videos that I'm planning to make that I'm going to call shopping stories. So, you know I'm a fashionista, you know I love fashion, I love accessories. It's obvious, from just spending any time chatting with me or seeing my pictures of my videos that I am into cute girly things. Girlier the better, cuter the better. Um, it just, I don't own girl pants. I don't, really own. I have, one, two jumpers. I have a couple rompers, but mostly everything is skirts and dresses. I have two pairs of shorts now that I think are kind of cute, but they look like skirts anyways. But anyways, I love shopping. And if there's one thing I think I can help people with, if I can help you girls with, if you know what, if you're like me and you know your style, you know your fashion, you know what, keep doing what you're doing, don't listen to me. But if you're kind of questioning your look, your style, you're not really sure, you're a little nervous to go out and buy things, or even buy things online, I'm hopefully I can help you, through my videos and my pictures, kind of develop your style and develop, your shopping habits. I have great shopping habits in that I find inexpensive things at great places. I'm really good at digging and finding things. I have, some expensive pieces that I've bought over the years, but literally 95% of that closet is stuff that's under 10 bucks that I found at thrift places, discount places, antique places, swap meet kind of places. I love nothing more than finding those. I don't know if this goes back to, my youth when I didn't actually have any clothes myself and I always, had to borrow, things. But I love finding used items that are still in really good condition, that have some type of history that I just don't know anything about. But to me, it's just like fascinating. I love kind of like that discount, that thrift, that goodwill, kind of find. It just is so exciting. I'll go to the Goodwill store and I will look for hours and hours and hours, 3, 4 hours. I'll fill up a cart, maybe bring a few items. Sometimes I bring them all. But anyways, I want to share kind of some of those stories with you. I just think that they're kind of, neat. It's something that I enjoy a lot. People say like, what are your hobbies? What are you into? And I'm into fashion and I'm into shopping. And sometimes I think that doesn't really resonate. People don't really understand what that means. And what that means is I will spend 4 hours, 5 hours on a Friday evening after dinner at a Goodwill shop, going through every rack in the place, picking out maybe 10, 12, 15 items that actually fit me and actually bringing home maybe the 10 or so that actually look decent on me. There's times I'll spend 4 or 5 hours and I'll buy two things. There's times I'll spend 4 or 5 hours and I'll come home with like 40 things. It all depends on the store. But that's what I mean when I say like I'm into fashion and I'm into thrift shopping and antique shopping and, kind of that whole fashionista vibe. And so I kind of wanted to make some videos to share kind of those stories with you. And so this past weekend, I was down in Oceanside, which is past Orange County. So, if you leave LA, you pass Orange County, you go into San Diego County, past Pendleton, and the first little town there is Oceanside. And Oceanside has a couple really good, like antique, marketplace kind of shops. There's, a few of them down there. One in particular that I love to go to, it's called Hive Marketplace. And they have some really great booths, clothes, other things. There's like some really like expensive, like actual real antiques. And then they have like a lot of vintage clothes. And then there's a couple booths that are just like normal modern clothes at like really good prices. It's kind of one of those things you have to dig, right? So there might be 400 or 500 items in this booth and you'll just go through it and maybe 3 or 4 items will actually fit you, or 1 or 2 might actually be of interest or something that you'd actually wear, right? There's one particular booth that whoever owns that booth, she and I have very similar fashion style. There's lots of cute dresses, lots of cute little tops, lingerie, there's garter belts, hair accessories, headbands, things like that. As usual with most places, everything there is way too small for me. Dress size right now, I can maybe swing a 12, sometimes a 14, maybe even up to a 16. I'm usually an extra large, sometimes a 1X or a 2X, which I mean, if you look at me, I'm not like big girl, but, and I used to be a lot bigger, but, still size wise, I am in those higher sizes. So, most of the stuff's 2, 4, 6, 8 kind of sizes. Shoes are always way too tiny for me. So when I actually find something that fits, that's cute, it's like a real find. And it takes a lot to go through everything and find everything. And so like this particular booth, I'll spend maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes every time I go there going through everything to see. And sometimes I will buy it the second I see it. Other times I'll kind of go, oh, I don't know, I'm not really sure. Let me see if it's here next time, right? And I'll leave it there. And then I'll come back again and it'll still be there. And I'll go, oh, you know what? That was meant to be. So that's the case with these two items. So again, these are from the Hive Marketplace down in Oceanside. Cute little booth, really, fashionable clothes. And there were two items that I saw actually last time we were there. And I wasn't sure about them. I was kind of on the fence. I, had already bought a lot of stuff that day. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave them. And like I said, I play that little game where if it's here when I come back next time, I'll get them because then it was meant to be. And sometimes this is 2, 3, 4 months later. It depends on how often we go down that way. So this was probably about a 2-month span. And so I went and I looked and I went through and these two items were there still. So let me show them to you. Absolutely love this one. This first one is literally just a tube top. It is a, stretchy, expandable. It's sequins, bright sequins. You see it's got black and purple and silver and just like a cute, like just, fashion trendy, like clubby, like, cute young girl top. And I'm not sure what I'm going to pair this with. Obviously some cute skirt, maybe a white skirt or a black skirt. I don't know. We're going to have to see. But this right here, this top was $7. It's practically brand new. None of the sequins are missing. It's still, very taut. It's, not stretched out or anything. Just a, fantastic, fantastic find at $7. And then the other thing, I saw this last time too when I was there. And, I'll wear bikini tops with the skirt. I'll wear bikini tops, even like with the bottoms underneath the skirt. Sometimes, with a skirt that, doesn't have, it's not a, bikini wrap or anything. It's just a skirt. But lately I've been buying a lot of bikini tops just because, the halter style that ties at the top and then ties at the back is very forgiving in the size department, right? So it doesn't have to be, an exact 36 or an exact 38, which right now I'm between a 38 and a 40 kind of in the bust size. Sometimes a 42 will fit. 36 is usually too tight. Well, with these type of halter tie tops, you don't have to worry about the size. It's gonna pretty much fit you no matter what. And so I just thought that this was really, really cute. It's got kind of the star pattern and it's got the red and white stripes. It's, very Americana. It's a little vintagey in kind of style and look. You can see like a girl, maybe the 60s or the 70s, even the 80s, kind of wearing something like this. So it's kind of like a, a timeless piece. And like I said, I saw it and I wasn't really sure about it last time and I left it there and we went back, 2 months later and it was there and I brought her home. And I'm not sure, like I said, what I'm going to do with this one yet either. It's probably going to be a skirt, with like a panty underneath or something like that. But obviously I'll make and show you, the finished product down the road at some point. But $8. So, this one was $8 out the door. Again, they're both used, but they're both in actually, really, really good condition. So again, like I said, I just wanted to start making these, I'm calling them shopping story videos, just so I can kind of talk to you guys about kind of my shopping experience and, do what I can to kind of help you with maybe, some of my insights on shopping and some of the places that I shop. And, believe me, growing up, I would spend $200 on a suit. I would spend a ridiculous amount of money on an outfit. When I started buying more girl clothes myself, same thing. And what I've learned is thrift shops, discount shops, antique shops, swap meets, places like that, you actually can find some amazing stuff. Some of it even, designer stuff at really, really good prices. Some of it's used, sometimes it has a tag on it and it's brand new. The shops like Rosh and Marshalls and places like that, TJ Maxx, that's brand new stuff. It's just, last year's or 2 years old, or, somebody bought it and returned it. But it's still really, really good stuff. And a lot of times the antique shops, the thrift shops, the swap meets, they have stuff that, it's used, it's not brand new, but you can tell, it really didn't get worn a lot, it's in really good condition, or it was a girl like me who will buy something and has so much stuff that, she'll wear it for the first time 18 months later. Or, it's something that's 4 or 5 years old and she's worn it like 2 or 3 times. So, just great finds. Again, like I said, I'm going to try to impart to you and help you guys out with your shopping habits and kind of tell you some of my tips and secrets and things like that in these videos that I'm going to call shopping stories. So hope you enjoy them.